Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, hello world. Welcome to TNC. We're here to help to see the new you. My name is Oribe, and this is COVID Stories, Season 2, Episode 4. Today we have a very special guest. Grabe, mabigat-bigat ngayon yung guest ko and hindi siya basta-basta. And speaking of a strong woman, this woman is really a strong and alpha woman. And she's a private lawyer, a private practitioner lawyer who took her first law degree in Ateneo Law School, her second law degree at New York University School of Law. Okay, mabigat, di ba? currently taking Master of Laws in Taxation in Boston University School of Law. Okay, she will going to share to us the transition on their line of job during pandemic about the changes and challenges they are currently facing. Okay, let us all welcome and let's meet Attorney VJ. Hi, Attorney VJ.
Hi, good morning. Hello. You're kind of lagging from my side, so I'm not so sure if it's me. But anyway, hi. Hi, everyone.
Attorney VJ, medyo, alam niyo na, Philippines, lag yung internet natin. Hi, Attorney VJ.
Yes, hi, hi. Good morning. Good morning, Charm. Good morning to everyone. Hi.
Ayan, good morning sa iyo, Attorney. Attorney, pero can you please tell some mga viewers natin?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, please? It's really lagging. It's cutting in and out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ayun, attorney, I was able to introduce you earlier, pero gusto ko, you should, tell something about yourself para mas makilala ka rin ng mga viewers natin.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yes, actually, my name here shows my full name. It's Attorney Vanessa Joyce Monge. This is actually my lawyer name. Put it on pleadings, but most of my friends call me VJ or Vij. And actually, I encourage my clients to call me Attorney Vij, primarily because I'm the type of person who would always want to make people dealing with me comfortable. And I just feel that we have some sort of a connection if I let them call me Attorney Vij. Like it was said in the introduction, medyo hindi naman mabigat, pero it's just that I'm really fond of studying. I'm fond of studying. I studied in Ateneo Law. I graduated in 2010, took the bar exam the same year and passed. And then 10 years after, I studied law again in the US. And I actually graduated only last year, May 8, 2020. In fact, for my last semester in law school in the US, I actually had no choice because of the global pandemic. I had no choice but to finish the course online. Yung last month namin, we took it online, and I was one with all the students worldwide who suffered transitioning from face-to-face classes to online. And in my case, it was something really new, especially that last year, because of the pandemic, I was so scared of the pandemic. I decided to go home when my school when the law school, when NYU Law decided or announced that they're going to conduct the classes online. I decided to just go home here in the Philippines. And because of the time zone difference, I would take my classes at night. And most of my classes are at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. In fact, I did my thesis defense at 2 a.m. So it was really very difficult for me. So there, I have two law degrees. I have two law degrees. I do private practice. I maintain an FB page. It's called VIM Legal. And I'll tell you later why I have an FB page. But essentially, the core of my practice is transactional law, corporate. I advise mostly multinational corporations. But since my return in the Philippines, I started to actually do public interest cases, which means I now deal with individual clients. And I do some pro bono work through my FB page. And it's not sponsored by any organization. There's no reason for me to do it except for my inner desire to be of service to my fellow Filipinos. So there you go.
Wow! Grabe, nasi-speechless ako doon, Attorney VJ. Sobrang sipag mo pala. Grabe yung yung study line mo, no? You study here and you study in the US. Since 'di ba, this show, medyo hindi naman natin pag-uusapan ngayon yung batas or hindi naman tayo mag-i-inquire or mag tatanong sa'yo ng anything about law. Pero
Okay.
this is about COVID or yeah, COVID story. So meaning yung experiences mo as a lawyer, di ba? I would like to know kung ano yung mga experiences mo on your work field during pandemic as a lawyer. Kasi maraming curious din na mga viewers na kamusta kaya yung mga lawyer ngayong pandemic?
Well, good question because again, like I said, I arrived here in the Philippines March 15, the day of the lockdown. And I think the first 2 months, there was really confusion as to how lawyers, how the legal profession per se in the Philippines would function within the scheme of the pandemic. I have, like, for example, I have a friend who is a lawyer in Bangko Sentral and had no choice but to stay inside Bangko Sentral premises because, of course, the banking system has to function. So they're actually staying there. Doon na sila natutulog, doon na sila kumakain, naglalatag sila doon. And in my case, because I'm fresh from New York, I'm fresh from my studies, and I am accustomed to doing my work online, I would telecommute. Work from home ako even before the pandemic. So there were not really much adjustments to do on my core work. But because, like I said, I started doing public interest laws, I set up my page in August 7, 2020, my FB page. And right now, the followers have grown to almost 7,000. And since I created my FB page, VIM Legal, I started accepting individual cases. And since the pandemic started, napakahirap niya for us lawyers because, for one, if there's a hearing, some courts, they are equipped with sufficient system to do online hearings, which is good. But there are a lot of courts in the Philippines that are not equipped. So we have no choice but to actually go to the courts and still do the hearings and still do the litigation part. And dun sa mga online hearings, it's really something very new to us Filipino lawyers because imagine this, just like what you see in the movies, just like what you see on TV. When you do hearings kasi, the space, the time, the semantics, the people around, the mood, the ambience, everything would come into play when you deliver an argument. And dito sa online hearings kasi, ano ba nakikita mo sa paligid mo? Kung medyo maganda yung paligid mo, maganda yung background mo. Pero kung hindi, makikita mo, aso, may makikita kang manok, may makikita kang nadadapang bata. So, ang daming distractions. Number 2 would be, hindi mo makuha yung feel ng litigation kasi sa actual court hearings, medyo maa-assess mo yung feeling ng judge sa sinabi mo, yung feeling ng mga tao, yung feeling ng opposing counsel, yung kalaban mo mismo, kalaban ng client mo mismo, medyo makikita mo based sa reactions, makikita mo sa movements. There are a lot of elements in a courtroom scenario na hindi nakaka-capture online. So we are all aghast. We are all sort of left groping for inspiration para how do we do this? Like, for example, mawala ng internet, mag-fluctuate yung signal, mawawala ka agad sa zone mo mawawala ka agad sa zone when you deliver arguments. And also, how can you even assess kung ano nangyayari sa kabilang side, diba? So, it's really a struggle for us lawyers. And add to the fact na, aside from the online system, most courts are operating on a skeletal operations basis. So, if before na medyo may kabagalan ang movements, more so ngayon. Like, for example, I have a client who kept on, sinalo ko lang to from another lawyer, it's been 2 years before the pandemic na wala siyang hearing whatsoever. And nung sinalo ko yung client, last year pa siya, wala pa rin kaming hearing. So, and you don't wanna keep on blaming the pandemic. You wanna appease your client, but at the same time, you don't want to make the legal profession look bad because as lawyers, it's also our obligation to make sure that the general public understands the challenges that confront the legal profession. Di mo naman pwedeng siraan yung mga taong involved, di ba? Because it would be very negligent for us lawyers to do that. So essentially, what we do, like me, I would keep on appeasing my clients na this is one of the challenges that would confront all of us, not just here in the Philippines, but globally. And I would know for sure kasi I just came from New York, and even my peers, even my colleagues who are practicing right now in New York would experience the very same thing. They're also very concerned na ang daming delays, and you're just going to wake up one day yung judge handling your case sadly nawala because of the virus. So madami challenges. We're gonna reach tomorrow if you let me enumerate, but essentially it's very very difficult for us lawyers because the Philippine legal system is not ready for online. It's not ready for online, and nobody I would say for
Right.
I would say for certain that even our filings, kailangan physically, dala mo yung papel, isasubmit mo, patatatakan mo. All these things, even the minor things, we are not yet ready for the digital setup yet. That's why it's been very, very difficult for us lawyers.
Right. Grabe, attorney, no? Parang we are still on the process of migrating pa lang sa digital world. Lalo dito sa
Right.
Philippines, sobrang bagal talaga ng internet. We couldn't rely on the internet, and syempre, like lawyers like you, ang hirap talagang napakinggan kita sa lahat ng challenges. Actually, gusto kitang tanungin sa hirap na challenge, pero parang lahat challenge ngayon, no? As a lawyer sa judiciary system natin ngayon sa Philippines. Pero para sa iyo, Attorney VJ, ano yung magbigay ka sa akin ng isang pinaka-challenge para sa iyo? Isa lang,
Well,
yung
I
yung
recall,
pinakamahirap.
maraming mahirap, pero I recall the most difficult was in a case na ang judge ay nasa cellphone din ako. Pare-pare kami naka-cellphone kasi wala silang internet. Imagine mo, hindi mo na nga nakikita yung mukha, naka-cellphone ka pa. And I was more than willing to travel to them to do the hearings, pero they naka-lockdown sila eh. So, nasa phone ako, sinasabi ko yung arguments ko, tapos pinapasa niya doon sa kabila nung judge, tapos tinatranslate na lang sa akin. So ako, sasabihin ko, ganito, ganyan. So, everything is done by phone. Ang hirap-hirap. And syempre, iba naman kasi yung nakaka-capture na salita pag pinasa sa'yo, di ba? So, hindi mo alam kung naintindihan mo ba siya ng fully, hindi mo alam kung yung sinabi mo ba, naipasa ba ng fully. So, wala, trust na lang, trust the system na lang, kasi yun lang yung meron eh. And if you would come to think about it, better na yon than nothing, di ba? Kaysa naman di umusad yung kaso ng mga tao because of the pandemic. And di ba nga, may mga rumors pa na this is gonna be for the next 5 years ganito. So, kung hintayin natin na maging back to totally normal, 100% normal lahat, ang daming mga kaso na it's going to be halted. So, it's better to deal it that way than nothing. Ngayon, cellphone.
Oo, tsaka sobra mapepending siguro lahat kapag hihintayin pa natin na mag-back to normal. And we're not really sure
Correct.
kung babalik talaga sa normal.
Sadly, that's correct.
Attorney, I heard, syempre, you are, parang nabanggit mo sa akin last time na consider yourself as a frontliner, kayong mga lawyers. Paano nyo nasabi na you are also a frontliner during this pandemic?
Yeah, actually, this thought came about last year kasi when I arrived in the Philippines, March 15, tapos that was ECQ. Ang daming mga tao, napansin ko, ang daming mga tao naglalakad sa EDSA because they need to go to work. Lalakad sila sa EDSA, wala silang transportation, ganyan. So, originally, ang ginawa ko, because I'm driving, nag-offer ako ng sasakyan sa mga tao, hinahatid ko mga nurse, doktor, MMDA, lahat ng klaseng makita ko sa daan na naglalakad, randomly, hinahatid ko kung saan-saan. And then, I transitioned from that, naging volunteer driver ako, and then I transitioned into, nag-personal shopper na ako, taga-bili ako sa palengke, sa mga groceries ng mga senior citizen, na mga mga disabled. So, marami akong voluntary work na ginagawa. And then I woke up one day realizing na, sandali lang, meron akong expertise. And nagbabasa ako ng mga sa social media, ang daming-daming mga nakaka-experience ng layoff nalilay off sa trabaho, pinapalayas ng mga landlord nila sa mga inuupahan nilang bahay because they cannot pay the rents, mga sale of properties na kinakancel kasi hindi nagbabayad yung mga ano. Ang dami-daming mga legal problems confronted mas dumami siya during the pandemic, at the onslaught of the pandemic. And I feel that there are so many people without access to quality legal services. And at the moment, parang I feel na this is actually where I can be most helpful. Kasi I can do all, pwede naman ako mag-drive, but at the end of the day, di rin naman ako magaling na driver eh. Parang nire-risk ko pa yung buhay ng mga pasahero ko. So I decided, I came up with the idea of creating a page, an FB page, the VIM Legal. I created that August 7, 2020. And since then, I would actually take on cases. I would answer to inquiries like, it comes like 100, 200 questions a day. That's when I realized na, teka sandali lang, if these are the type of work needed, these are type of jobs that are needed right now, and if we lawyers are not allowed to go out there and continue what we are supposed to do, which is to assist our clients in achieving their version of justice, hihinto ba natin ang life natin all because of the pandemic? So I felt, and it's my stand today, that we lawyers are frontliners too, because let's say just like my example, if we lawyers are not allowed to go to the streets and continue what we do, regardless of the categorization, kung ECQ ba yan, MECQ, whatever, kung sasabihin na lawyers, di naman kayo frontliners, di naman kayo essential, sa bahay na muna kayo, paano naman yung mga taong yung parang bigla na lang at random, bigla na lang papalayasin sa mga bahay nila, or mga businesses that cannot operate anymore, or paano yung mga natatanggal sa trabaho na 10 years na sila, 15 years, bigla na lang silang tinanggal. All these companies blaming the pandemic. Are these justifiable? Are these valid? Are these legal? And if we are not allowed to go to the streets to continue our jobs, then all these questions would not be addressed, and all these claims, all these disputes would just be cast into oblivion, di ba? Parang tapo na lang kung saan-saan. So, to me, it's the same as actually having an emergency situation. It's almost the same like going to the hospital if you consult a lawyer. So that in itself, for me, is the very reason why I think lawyers are frontliners too.
Grabe. Alam mo yung reaction ko doon, Attorney BJ, sa lahat ng sinabi mo. Sobrang talaga, as in, is slow clap. Ganun talaga. Grabe, naging bayani ka pala last time nung nag-lockdown. As in, seryoso, attorney.
Hindi kasi actually, madami akong, sorry. Madami akong mga kaibigan na unfriend ko na sa FB kasi, kasi ako, meron akong comorbidities. I'm a diabetic, and before I went to New York in 2016, I already suffered a stroke. And because of that, ang dami ko sakit, may high blood ako, yet, di mo ginawa ko, di ba? Pagdating dito, nag-volunteer driver ako sa mga taong I do not even know. Why? Because I'm single. I don't have children. And to me, this pandemic was an eye-opener na parang feeling ko each day should be spent trying to be helpful. And ako kasi naawa ko na I'm driving, right. I have a car, I can go anywhere I want, I can buy my supplies if I need to. And then nakikita ko yung mga tao, nakikita ko yung mga medical professionals, they are risking their lives for us, yet naglalakad sila sa EDSA, parang naantig ako, parang all these people need, kung wala tayong ibang maitutulong sa kanila, kundi make their life a little bit easier. Hindi man natin sila matutulungan when they do the jobs, di ba? Like ako, lawyer ako, kahit ilagay mo ako sa ER, wala akong matutulong dyan. So, the least I can do for them is actually to bring them to their line of work and to pick them up and bring them back home kasi tinatanggihan sila ng mga public transport. Natatakot sa kanila yung mga tao. So, I just felt that time that that's the way I can be useful. So, yun yung ginawa ko. Naghahatid ako until, actually, mostly na mga hinahatid ko, mga taga-PGH, back then, PGH, San Juan de Dios, and then, nung nagkaroon na sila ng service, that's the time naman na nag-transition ako na yung sa barangay namin, yung mga matatanda na hindi makapagpa-check up kasi walang sasakyan, or yung mga hindi makapamalengke or hindi makabili ng supplies nila, ako yung namamalengke, ako yung namimili ng supplies for them. I did that for a couple of months, 3 to 4 months, until I decided to do my legal page.
Grabe. I heard that, Attorney VJ, grabe. Sobrang nakaka-proud na, alam mo yun, you're a lawyer, pero you're extending some help. Alam mo yung matutulong natin eh. You're being part of the solution. And nakakatuwa naman talagang isipin na kahit pandemic, alam mo yung mas malaki yung problema ng mga tao eh. Kasi 'di ba, gaya ngayon, 'di ba, yung sa bayanihan, loans, yung alam mo yung nagpupumilit silang maningil. And syempre, most people, kailangan nila ng mga legal advices eh. So, kayong lawyers talagang makikita namin na totoo naman, frontliner kayo. And isa kayo sa talagang tumutulong ngayon during pandemic. Kasi ang hirap, 'di ba? Sobrang hirap ang pinagdadaanan ng mga ngayon sa pagiging new normal. 'Di ba? Daming nawalan ng trabaho, ang daming hindi makatarungan na nangyayari. So, you are one of our heroes yung pandemic. So, thank you for that. Anyway, attorney, we will have a break. Sobrang interesting talaga ng topic natin ngayon. Ayan, ang daming nag-view sa atin. Thank you. Ayan, i-share niyo yung live namin. And sobrang ganda ng topic namin ngayon ni attorney. Marami tayong matututunan. So, we will have a break muna. Okay, pero before we have a break, gusto ko lang munang batiin yung mga friends natin. Ayan, sa ACG Krame, sila Lieutenant Flores, yan, lagi nanonood. Colonel Doria, sa ACG Karingal, yung mga classmate ko dyan. Ayan, sa CSG Krame, Sir Mark, si Jenna, and yung tito ko sa Roa City Capi, si PD Gostilo. And also my friend na lawyer, si Fiscal Aquiler. Ayan, kumpare ko yan. Hello sa'yo. And also kay Ma'am Carmen, yung teacher ko nung high school na nasa PAW. Ayan, I know nanonood sila kasi ito, nasa tayo guest natin. And thank you so much. Keep on tuning in kung gusto nyo ma-shoutout. Ayan, i-share nyo yung ating Facebook Live. Thank you, and let's have a break muna. Ayan, we are inviting you all to watch our shows or replays, such as U-Turn, TNC The Talk, Awesome Day, The Home Buyer, The Puppet Stories, Mondays 5:30 p.m. The Big Picture, Mondays to Fridays 7:15 p.m. The Millennial Voice, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Foreign Affairs, Tuesdays 10:30 a.m. HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays 12 noon. Moving on Business, Well Home, Tuesdays 5:30 p.m. Mental Shift, Tuesdays and Thursdays 7:30 p.m. USA. Wednesdays and Fridays 10:30 a.m. Philippines. Money and More, Tuesdays 8:30 p.m. Philippines and 5:30 a.m. USA. Cybernext. Also, COVID stories every Saturday 10:30 a.m. And check out our page on Facebook or YouTube by searching #TNC Now. And enjoy these inspiring shows because we made them for you. Ayan! So we're back! Hello, Attorney Vidge!
Yes, hello again.
Hi, Attorney!
Yeah, hi. Naglalag ka talaga.
Hello!
Hello, can you hear me?
I think lag yata ako.
Oo, naglalag ka.
Attorney Vidge!
Yeah.
Oh, I think naka-off yung mic. Can you,
Hello?
Attorney, naka-off yung mic. Hindi kita marinig.
Wait. Hello? Actually, hindi. Naka-on naman yung mic ko.
Oh, ako yata yung naglalag. I don't know what's happening, pero
Hello? Yeah. Naka-on naman yung mic ko.
ayan, okay na ba? Direct? Naririnig mo ako? Sobrang lag daw.
Sobrang lag.
I don't know what's happening, pero naglalag ako eh. Mm.
Naglalag ka nga. Tinitingnan ko sa
Okay
TV
na
eh.
ba? Hello, Attorney! Hindi
Yes,
kita
hi.
marinig.
Hello? Hello?
So what's happening? Hindi kita marinig.
I can hear you clearly actually.
Direct. Okay. So, okay na. Ayan, feeling ko ito yata ang aking computer yung medyo nagloko. Or sound card. Ayan. Sige, dito ako sa phone ko makikinig sa'yo, attorney. Anyway, attorney, so, napag-usapan natin kanina yung yung being beneficial during pandemic, di ba? So, gusto ko sana magkwento ka sa amin, isa sa mga experiences mo sa hearing na tingin mo itong ginagawa mo is beneficial ngayon. Medyo nakulangan ako dun sa mga kwento na, and I know marami ka pang baon na sa amin na makaka-relate yung mga viewers natin.
What do you mean beneficial? Sorry, hindi kita naiintindihan. What do you mean by beneficial?
Yung ibig sabihin parang yung mga isa sa mga importanteng na-handle mo na cases ngayong pandemic. Alam mo yun?
Well, actually, I handled layoff ng roughly 175 employees of a hotel. I handled that last year. I also handled roughly 40 to 45 employees na sabay-sabay din silang nilay-off ng isang BPO. And then later on, karoon din ako ng almost 200 naman sila na employees na laid off by another BPO. So mostly, ang mga nakita kong mga di naman uso pero common problems that abound di naman during pandemic is during the onslaught of the pandemic with respect to labor is madami talagang nawalan ng trabaho, and sadly yung mga protections in place natin sa labor code natin, in even the advisories issued by the Department of Labor and Employment, for some reason, some employers, not all some employers actually turned a blind eye. Parang wala silang pakialam na may mga rules tayong sinusunod. Wala na silang pakialam sa labor code. Basta kailangan lang mag-let go, goodbye, ganyan. Madami ding mga kaya ito yung paulit-ulit kong sinasabi kasi ito yung paulit-ulit na na marami akong na-encounter during the pandemic. Maraming mga pinapalayas sa mga tirahan nila. Regardless kung ito ay lease, ito ay under bank financing or mortgage, ang dami-daming mga pinalalayas. Ang daming mga nawalan ng bahay, ang daming mga nawalan ng sasakyan. So, essentially, everything that is hinging on, and if you would look at it, most of it are hinging on having a stable job. And because ang dami talagang nawalan ng trabaho, maraming mga naapektuhan yung maraming naapektuhan yung mga livelihood nila. So, yun yung mga core ng mga cases. Also, I recall that there was even a circular that was issued na may mga uunahin, may mga priority cases muna na napapakinggan ng mga courts. Not hindi lahat. Like for instance, kung ang issue mo ay yung kapitbahay mo maingay, nagvi-video kay ganyan-ganyan, hindi mo na yung uunahin muna natin yung mga yung mga nawalan ng trabaho, or kung kunwari or yung mga pinalayas ng bahay pala nila, rather yun muna uunahin natin. Or kunwari something about security or your life and limb, ganyan, kung may namatay, may nasaktan, ganyan. Pero kung mga issue mo ay ganyan, maingay na kapitbahay, may utang sa'yo si ganito, ganyan, these are things na hindi inuuna muna. So those are the challenges. Also, because limited nga yung capacity, dapat may social distancing. Before kasi, kahit sino, pwede kang pumunta sa court, pwede kayong kapag may hearing ka, pwede mo isama buong jeep nyo, buong kapitbahay nyo, buong barangay, isang jeep kayo, ganyan. Before ganyan, pwede, para may support system ka. Ngayon kasi, aside from konti lang yung tinatawag, and online hearings na, kapag hindi online hearing, konti lang kayong tatawagin, at kung tawagin man kayo, pa isa-isa lang kayo sa loob ng court. So, hindi na-accommodate like before. Siguro kung ang isang korte nakakadinig ng 15 to 20 cases per day, ngayon siguro kung maximum na niyan, mga nasa 5. Kaya madami talagang bumagal na sistema, and you cannot blame the system because we've been like this since ages. And I know also may mga tao dito, you have already visited courts. You would see there na na-stockpile yung mga case files ng mga tao. Makikita mo dinadaan-daanan yung mga ganyan kakapal ng mga papel, dinadaan-daanan, nakalagay sa sahig. Because we're not digitized, so I am most aware na mas matindi ang challenges sa mga court personnel kasi na nga sila, skeletal na nga sila. At I have a friend that works for Court of Appeals. She's a lawyer for Court of Appeals, and they are not allowed to bring home cases. Kasi nga, it involves a lot of confidential matters. So you have to be really on site to actually do your work. And itong friend ko na to, nagka-COVID din ito kasi lahat sila na-infect doon. So there was a period of time that their department, their division was closed down because everybody was infected. So that's how vast the challenges are. And I myself, I'm not immune to it because sometime start of April, I also had the virus. And nung tinitrace nung doctor ko kung saan ko probably nakuha, sa court. And imagine that, I recall kasi there was a time na pinatanggalan kami ng momentarily, pinatanggal yung face mask kasi hindi marinig yung sinasabi kasi muffled. So, nagtanggal kami ng face mask although there's a face shield. And I had the virus because of that.
So, Atty, nagka-virus ka pala?
Yes, I had start of April.
Ka pala.
Yes, nagkaroon ako start of April and then I was cleared April 15. Yes, I had start of April. Yes, then I was cleared April 15. Yes, I had start of April.
So, during nung may virus ka, attorney, ano yun? Have you been hospitalized or did you quarantine at home lang?
I stayed here at home, but I had the services of a mobile clinic, mobile doctor, and it was the most difficult time of my life. Kasi I have my clients that relied on me. I would still attend online hearings kahit ako mismo may sakit. And of course, one of the challenges of being a lawyer is not to show your weakness to your opponent. So syempre, I still face the camera and do my hearings even if inside me, I'm very anxious. Is this my last day today? Am I gonna be gone tomorrow? Wala akong nalalasahan, ang sakit ng buong katawan ko. And I even told my friends that the greatest challenge of having the COVID virus is not the virus itself, but your anxiety, your depression, and your mental health. So, but I have no choice. I have to be strong for my clients. So essentially, I mastered the virus while simultaneously trying to be strong for my clients and still continuing to represent them in the manner that I know how and in the best way I can.
Grabe, no? Kahit pala may virus ka during that time, pero you need to attend to all the responsibilities na talagang hawak mo during that time. Pero nabanggit mo nga, attorney, no? You encounter depression, anxiety, yung mga ganong experiences mo. Paano ka naka-cope up after that?
I had friends who would call me every day. Like I recall, I will never forget one particular friend. Actually, hindi siya talaga yung friend ko. Ang friend ko yung anak niya. But for circumstances didn't allow na yung friend ko mismo yung tumawag-tawag. So the mom would call me every single day, would check on me. Kailangan ko kasi ng kausap sa ganun eh. So pinag-uusapan namin anything under the sun. And would always assure me that this is just a bump in the road, this is just a rough patch, I'm gonna get through it, ganyan. And I would always tell yung kausap ko nila, I would always tell her na I feel like it's my last day today kasi I feel like I'm getting weak every day. I'm getting weak every single day and I have to be strong for my clients. So without my clients, what I was doing already, I was preparing my exit kasi nga feeling ko I'm gonna be gone. Kasi I have comorbidities and ang instruction sa akin ng doctor is when my oxygen drops below 85, I have to be rushed to the ER and that's probably it. And ilang beses nag-87, nag-86 yung ko. yung oxygen level ko. So sabi ko, baka ito na yon. So I talked to colleagues in the profession, nag-hand over na ako ng mga kaso. Kasi before ako nagkasakit, nasa almost 200 yung hawak kong public interest cases. Hinand over ko na sila sa mga kaibigan ko sa profession. And ang iniwan ko na lang talaga sa akin, itong mga people who are close to me na ongoing yung yung representation. So ang brother ko kasi lawyer din. So I told these people na if something happens to me, definitely my brother will be in charge kasi yun naman yung nakalagay dun sa sa mga engagements namin. But the rest, finarm out ko na sa iba. So and also, gumawa na nga rin ako ng holographic will. Gumawa na ako nagsulat na ako dito kung ano mangyayari, mga pamamaalam ko, naisulat ko na yun lahat. So, it was really difficult. Ang pinaka-importante, may kausap ka. And I live alone. As you can see, I'm all alone here. I live alone and I have, I only have my friends to talk to me. And there are some people who were very, they are very helpful enough to send food, ganyan, medicines, kasi even my food, I was having difficulty kasi nga hindi ko unexpected yung nangyari sa akin, so hindi ako nag-grocery ng malala. Nung nagkasakit ako, kulang yung grocery ko, so kailangan ko magluto, ganyan. And ayoko rin naman mamahamak na mga Grab delivery, di ba? So, hirap na hirap ako sa pagkain, sa gamot, at isa gamot, nagdadala naman ng nurse dito, pero yung pagkain talaga, more than anything, sa kausap, yun talaga. Kaya nga, right now, kapag nakaka-encounter ako ng mga tao na may sakit na COVID, I actually offer myself if they want somebody to just listen and want to talk to. I offer myself kasi I know how difficult it was. And I went through the very same thing. And looking back, pag naaalala ko yung those 2 to 3 weeks of my life, I would say that's the worst I've gone through in my entire existence kasi you never know what's gonna happen eh. Para kang may ticking time bomb na ano ba to? There was even a time natatakot akong matulog kasi feeling ko di na ako magigising. So, hindi ako natutulog, natatakot ako. And bantay ako ng bantay sa oximeter kasi parang feeling ko mag-85 na, yung mga ganon. So it's really, really difficult. The mental health part of it, I think, is the most difficult one to hurdle. Mental health part of it.
I think for sharing your experience nung nagka-virus ka, attorney. Grabe ako, hindi ako aware na nagka-virus ka pala. So hindi ko siya natanong, my bad, sorry. Pero thank you sa sa learning na anyway, siguro commercial break muna tayo. Figure out ako, sorry guys. Pero before we have a break. Batiin ko lang muna yung mga nagpapabate. Ayan, Isla Catch Manila. Thank you for sponsoring my mic. Crispy King, You Got Charm Productions, Milka's Online Market, Leaf Raven Enterprises, Iloilo, Reese YouTube Vlog, Reese 8038, Revon Moto Vlog, Rainbow Heads Gaming, Ambron One Brokerage Services, and Isabelli for my dress. Ayan, commercial break tayo. watch our original shows live on replay such as Helpline Couple Goals, Win Within, Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m., Market Leader TNC Express, Thursdays at 11 a.m., YOLO, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m., Negosyo at Home, Fridays 12 noon, TechU TNC Marketplace, Fridays and Saturdays at 5:30 p.m., COVID Stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m., Realities, Saturdays at 4 p.m., and Danny Art Show After Shift, Women at Work, The Family Business, Usapang Beauty, The Fourth Project. Catch also our TNC specials, TNC Arena, TNC Press, TNC Town Hall on Saturday, 7 p.m. Co-hosted by TNC founders, Lloyd and Apple. Town Hall is where we talk to you, our valued audience. More upcoming shows. Follow hashtag TNC Now on Facebook and YouTube. Allow your passion to inspire you, and together, let us see the new you. Hello, Atty. Vidge!
Hello ulit. Okay na ba signal mo?
Medyo lag talaga ako. I'm really sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm saying. Siguro Philippines na lang. Anyway, before end, lesson na yung during your journey on this pandemic, siguro yung may message, learnings, ganon, message sa mga viewers natin. And after that, you could also plug your firm if you have business that you want to plug.
Yeah, all right. I guess what I wanna the message I wanna relay to people who would be watching this sa replay and people who are watching right now is that I think everybody can be of use. Everybody can be useful in times like these. It's not just because you're a lawyer, ikaw lang yung pwedeng may gawin that will change lives, that would matter, or just because you're a medical professional, ikaw lang. And because hindi mo hinahawakan yung positions na yon, pwede ka na lang sitting pretty and you don't have any function. I guess we accorded so much value to the word frontliner na parang feeling natin pag di ka frontliner, wala kang silbi. But actually, if you come to think of it, everybody is a frontliner in a pandemic like this. Wala namang nasa likod lang. For example, those working in groceries, those working as cashiers, those working in banks, those working in gasoline stations, all these sectors in our economy will not function if they don't come to work, and they have to keep on coming to work, not just because they have to have food on the table, but because all these systems in our society should remain functioning in a global pandemic like this. So to that extent, I would like to correct myself in saying that lawyers are frontliners too, because at the end of the day, everybody is a frontliner. All you have to do is just find value in what you do and think of how you can contribute. Like for example, kung nagtatrabaho ka sa isang gasolinahan, the fact alone na hindi ka tatama rin pumasok at papasok ka pa rin based on your schedule, that already it makes you a hero, because pwede ka namang manahimik na lang sa sa bahay mo, maghintay ka na lang ng ayuda ng gobyerno, 'di ba? But the fact alone that these people still choose to hurdle the challenges of the pandemic, to take risk their own life and limb for that matter, that already makes them a frontliner. So everybody is a frontliner. So to those watching, like for example, call center agent ka, you feel na hindi naman ako frontliner nagsasagot lang ako ng telepono. That's not true, because again, the line of work that you're at will not function, will stop functioning if you don't come to work. So every person is a frontliner, and I think a small example can make a big difference. If we continue to keep on doing what we are designed by our creator to do. If you are a doctor, if you're a lawyer, if you're an accountant, if you're an engineer, if you're a singer, if you're an artist, if you do anything that you do that you're designed to do in this life, I think would all come into play if we just actually find means and ways to contribute. Like, kwento ko sa inyo, I turned myself into a voluntary driver. I turned myself into a personal shopper. Everybody can think about that, and it's not because you want to run for elections next year, or gusto mo magpa-cute, or gusto mo sumikat, gusto mo maging viral. It's all because you want to help. And I hope that shows like this would encourage people to help.
Thank you for that, Attorney. Grabe. And also, I am really grateful na naging guest kita dito sa show ko. Ayan. Sobrang tumatak sa akin na kailangan mo lang hanapin yung value mo, and everyone is a frontliner. Tama yon. So
Right.
again, Attorney, thank you so much. Would you like to plug yung firm natin para
Yeah,
may mga
to
kaibigan tayo na gusto humingi?
yes, to people who want to seek legal advice, or if you have legal questions, you need quick access to lawyers, or quick access to legal advice, you can go to my FB page. It's V like Victor, VIM legal. Just type in your question there and you get an answer immediately. And it's a free legal, it's a page that provides free answers to your legal inquiries. So you don't have to worry about consultation fees whatsoever. We answer your questions as soon as we can. And that's it. That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Attorney, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon kasi ako kailangan mo. Anyway, God keep do good deeds, and nakaka-proud yon. I salute you for that. And
Thank
thank
you.
you sa mga nanood sa amin today. And I hope marami kayong natutunan kay Attorney Vidge. And thank you so much. Goodbye. And this is
Bye.
Orvid Stories. Again, Saturday.